Uncontrolled Chaos. We're back.
Uncontrolled Chaos is here.
Should we do our welcome to another episode of?
No, we just did it.
Fair point. Okay, well, as uncontrolled as we are, we want to talk about a very uncontrolled situation as our first topic, and this is the Brooklyn Beckham and Nicola Peltz drama.
It rings very Harry and Meghan to me with what's going on. If you guys don't know what's going on, Brooklyn married Nicola. Nicola is my old boss at Nicola, and and you know there had been rumors of tension between her and Victoria for quite some time. I heard it was something with a wedding dress. Obviously, there was tension between them. Long story short, Brooklyn just came out on his Instagram and kind of just detailed this whole long thing about how he's cutting his parents off. He has no interest in like mending their relationship with them. He felt he's been controlled by them his whole life. Like they care about the brand more than him. So up until now, I was kind of thinking like, the media story was that like Nicola was driving this wedge, right? That was kind of what was shaping up, at least in my opinion. She was driving a wedge. She was kind of a difficult problem. And I'm not saying that I'm convinced that's not true, but according to Brooklyn, like they've tried to mend fences and the Beckhams aren't having it. I'm not sure how much that I believe, but Brooklyn has made his stance. So that's where it is right now.
Just for clarity, too, Brooklyn is the son of David and Victoria Beckham, of course.
The eldest son. He's
right.
the eldest.
The eldest son, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the wedding dress thing is actually interesting. I'm glad you brought that up because so the argument right now, just for listeners, is that apparently Victoria was upset that Nicola didn't end up wearing a design by Victoria Beckham for her wedding. Right. However, there is a Vogue article that came out after the wedding, like totally profiling Brooklyn and Nicola. And they talk about a year and a half working on making a dress with, who was it? Was it Versace or?
I don't remember, but then in Brooklyn's claim, he's saying that it was his mom, Victoria, who like took the dress away in the final hour. I don't know if you read that, but he's like, my mom like forced Nicola to get a dress in the last second, like kind of refused to do it. That's what he's saying now.
But none of this makes any sense because she worked for a year and a half with Valentino. That's who it was. I just Googled it. Valentino to make a dress for her wedding. So was this a second dress that made? I know, but like they fly to Italy. They do all the things, like, these celebrities and what they do for their dresses.
I think like
it's a lie.
And everything we talk about, there's always two sides and then there's the truth, right?
Yeah.
The more and more I dig into this, first of all, I do think the Beckhams are big on their brand. I think there is truth to that. I think that like they're like Kardashians in a sense that I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing, but they're very protective of the Beckham brand. I mean,
as they should be.
As they should be. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like Victoria, posh, like she's worked hard to kind of grow. I've actually heard her makeup brand is amazing.
I have some of her makeup. It's touted as some of the best makeup I've
heard that from like influencers that I really trust, and they're all saying like her foundation, her stuff is like next level.
Yes. And it's also beautifully designed, which I know she's
a perfectionist, and she's great with her brand. And obviously there's David Beckham, so they are a brand. Like recognize that. So when he was saying like they care more about the brand than them, I think they care about the brand a lot. I'm not convinced more than their kids. I have to say his statement sounded like it was forced by Nicola a little bit. That's sort of like the Harry Meghan vibe I'm getting. Like I do think Meghan was the push to get Harry out of that situation. And to me, this rings sort of familiar to that. You said it yourself the other day on text. Victoria and Nicola, it's them. There's something going on with them. They aren't getting along. Something's happening. And he's siding with his wife, which I'm not saying is the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of think she might be the problem. That's sort of
when you're like in your 20s or 30s and you get married, like your life is starting now. And it's like you have to think about who you want in your corner and who's important to you. And at the end of the day, like your parents have done their job raising you. They're not living with you. They're not making your decisions for you anymore. So the question is, are they poisoning your life? Are they creating toxicity? Are they making you unhappy?
Yeah.
I have to tell you, I don't know that I'd want Victoria Beckham as my mother-in-law. Like,
no.
She seems like she's difficult and
she does.
Her be difficult. Like that's who she is. But like also look at the life she's had and what she's built and what she's been through. And she's got seems very solid marriage with David. They are a brand and they have created a Brooklyn brand. Brooklyn had a whole, food, cook, chef project he worked on?
Yeah,
Who
yeah,
funded that? Like, I
exactly.
just feel this is fucked up because first of all, they are 100% gonna be talking in the next 5 to 10 years. Like, this is just a stage he's going through. He's
I agree.
right? Like, he's learning who he is.
I
He's
agree.
with a very strong-willed, probably type A. Also, let's talk about the fact that Nicola comes from a billionaire
Tons of
background, right?
right.
Tons of money. So, doesn't need Victoria, doesn't need David, doesn't need their brand, has her own brand, was doing movies before she met Brooklyn, built her own sort of career outside of billionaire parents before, and they have money and I'm sure she has a crazy inheritance. They don't need Victorian. So it's like when you don't need someone for something, all of a sudden all these pieces start coming out, right? Like I don't need you for money anymore. I don't need you for your brand.
Yeah,
Like,
and he's kind of sometimes you grew up in that life, your emotional maturity is stunted a little bit. So
right,
he's married now, he's going out on his own, and I think you're right. He's getting out of that umbrella because he can. For the first time, he was living in that life. What child celebrities do. Got married to someone
right.
who, yeah, doesn't really need that, doesn't need like the support of the Beckham brand. And you kind of, I think you said this too. He essentially kind of married his mother in a way. I mean, he married a strong woman who's sort of like not going to just fall under what Victoria's doing, and they might butt heads a little bit on that. I mean, it could go back to even just like old school, like my eldest son, no one's good enough for you, even
Right.
that feeling. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of that. I actually think the Beckhams seem like very loving parents. It just seems to me they've cultivated this very like nice environment for their kids. And at the end of the day, Brooklyn standing by his wife is it's the right thing to do.
But you
That's
know
his
what?
real
You know what else I think though too is okay. So David and Victoria are still very active in like promoting themselves, their brand. They're still
oh yeah.
young. They're very good looking, right?
Yeah.
And they have tons of money. Okay. So if Brooklyn stays a part of all that, he has to deal with all the pieces that come with that, not just the money, right? Nicola, on the other hand, comes from two parents who have been married for 40 plus years. They are behind the scenes. No one would recognize them on the streets. There's no brand behind them, but she still has all the money. But she's
Right.
got like the love and like the quiet and the privacy, right? So
Privacy.
if you're Brooklyn and you're going on vacations with your parents, Victoria and David, and it's all about approving these next things and, you know, our next campaign we're working on in this product, and there's always 8,000 things going on and cameras everywhere. And then you go on vacation with Nicola wherever they're going in the Caribbean or the Maldives or whatever, right? And it's quiet. They're on yachts. No one's talking about
Unless you're like,
TV
what's this
appearance.
like? My family's toxic, but really it was circumstantial toxicity.
Correct. It's exactly true. It's circumstantial. Whereas on her side, and I'm just assuming because I wouldn't recognize her parents on the street, right? Nobody knows who they are. They're behind the scenes billionaires. He probably was like, why couldn't I have grown up in a family like this? He's still getting everything he wants. They're still getting all the
Right.
luxuries that they want, right?
I think that's a really, really good point, and I think that's why I'm saying, like, everyone's like, "I believe him." I believe him too. So it's like, yes, you can live this, like, rich, quiet life, but that wasn't his life. So in a way, it's like, you can't I'm not saying not blame them for that, but that you just because your world wasn't the world you're living in now with your wife doesn't mean it was circumstantial toxicity. I'm just making that a term. It was, like, around, like, I don't think it was, like, this mean, pointed thing that he's kinda making it seem like now. I just think, like, that these were your parents. They are big on promoting their brand.
And what are they supposed to do? Like, it's like you can't abandon what they've
No,
built for
and you don't
themselves
want to,
now.
and I don't
They don't
blame
want
them.
to. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's sort of like the same conversations we have around like even social media. It's like, you know, these Mark Zuckerberg, because they get so big, so many people depending on them, so much money coming in, such they're building a legacy and foundation for their kids for the future. You can't just be like, I'm done with this life. I mean, you could, but
yeah,
like the
yeah, you can't.
repercussions that come with it. I don't know.
Well, at
Victoria's
this
got this
point, their
very
brain's too big to be like, "Bye-bye." They're it's
right, and David and Victoria are beautiful people. Like, that is what they I mean, she's got her fashion line that has always
Yeah,
done so well with celebrities, she's got her makeup, like you said. He's got all of his endorsements and his products, and they are lookers, and so is, Nicola, right?
mhm.
Um, the other thing I was gonna say around this too is if you go to Nicola's Instagram, holy fuck, is she self-absorbed.
Oh my gosh,
Oh
that's
my
like I sent you that Instagram, DM with that one guy. It was like I don't remember if it was like a brother of her ex-boyfriend. She's wanted to be famous for years. That quote cracked
right.
me up because I am and that's what I mean by Megan vibes with her. Like, she does wanna be in that limelight. Maybe it's not under the Beckham umbrella, but, like, I agree with that. She's very self-absorbed. I mean, I know I don't know her really, but she seems that way to me.
Well, I kinda say that too in the case of, like, if you're married to this woman and you're with someone like that, granted, look who your mom was, Victoria, right? So it's kinda natural that you would end up going for someone very similar. This girl on her Instagram or in her social media in general is not doing or saying anything to move the world. She's not helping people. She's literally boasting about her looks, her makeup, her projects,
100%.
herself, right? And so when I see that, I can't help but be like, she's another Victoria Beckham, and there's just butting heads because
I
they
think
both
they're very similar. I think that is why they're butting heads. I really do think that. I think that's like a tale as old as time when it comes like sons marrying women like their mothers, and then the mothers
Mhm.
lose that control. I mean, there's a reason this is a cliche, right? I mean, like it's been going on since the dawn of time.
I also think it's kinda gross too that they teased or created this gossipy rumor about, like, the way Victoria danced at the wedding, and then they won't release the footage,
Yeah, that
which
is
is just let your mind wonder now, and now, of course, the memes. It's almost that was so strategic and, like, to me, diabolical in a
I
way.
agree. I agree. Oh gosh. And I'm gonna use that word diabolical right now to segue into our next topic that I like can't stop thinking
Oh,
about.
are we done with the Beckhams?
Well, I mean, we can go back. It is uncontrolled, but just when I heard the word diabolical, I never thought I wanted to talk about this topic again.
We're not gonna be able to stop till the trial.
Blake and Ryan, the Baldoni. I can't stop thinking about this shit. It's like the
I
texts
know.
that are coming out and like that email to Ben Affleck. Like I just remember the word diabolical just triggered me because I sent that to you. I was like, this is like they are
Well,
diabolical
do you
to
know
me.
what's even crazier about that whole thing, and it's only gonna get crazier, is how interesting to be able to, like, see actual texts and emails these people
Oh,
are
I
writing.
can't believe we're reading these texts from
It
celebrities.
almost feels, like, kind of exciting.
It's are you kidding me? That's why I'm so back into this and everyone is. It's I'm telling you, when this was on my feed even a couple months ago, I'm like, "Don't give a shit, don't give a shit, don't give a shit." Like, I'm just over it.
Hard not
And
to.
now these texts are released, like, celebrity Taylor Swift's texts? Like,
Text
what
with Matt Damon, with Ben Affleck, with, Bradley
we're
Cooper,
reading
with
people's journals right now.
it is so cool, even
It
though it feels really wrong. Also, by the way, it's not like they were leaked. They were
no, it's
provided by Blake's team.
evidence. Yes, I know, I'm with you. Like, it feels wrong, but man, if it's not like, "Oh my gosh, give me more of this." Like,
Oh my god, I don't want it to stop, and also the
yeah.
fact that all these things have already been released, right, in all the, depositions, they haven't been released to us. Like, who's deciding?
Yeah, we can't get the Epstein files released. Meanwhile, this shit is just
Well,
flooding.
but even with the Epstein stuff, it's like little pieces, pictures, like, who is deciding on the Blake side? Is it just her attorney team that is like, "Oh, it's time to release."
I don't know because
How
I
does it
thought
work?
I'm a little confused on the legality of this because, like, I thought, I know Justin Baldoni's countershoot was dropped.
Right.
So why would Blake like, why are these released now? If his countershoot was dropped, why does she want these dropped?
For some reason, she thinks that this is proving what's so funny about this is, like, in all of the things we're reading now and all these messages, these personal messages, there is no I would say, like, maybe not more than one comment, maybe not any at all related to sexual harassment.
No,
It's the only thing was, like, "You look sexy or hot," which whatever, who cares?
I
Like,
find this incredibly incriminating on her and Ryan. I think they look fucking crazy. Like I really do. I mean, do I think that Justin's completely we've already talked about that. No, I mean, he's probably creepy. I get a creepy vibe from him, but like I'm definitely getting narcissist vibes from Blake and Ryan. Like
oh, it's
I
not even a question. It's
like they
especially
seem like
Ryan.
fully fucking insanely narcissistic, especially Ryan. I mean, God, that email, Ben, don't hang up from
Yeah.
Blake. Like, gross. Like I love that Ben Affleck like didn't even respond to that. I like it was just like
I think they did respond well, the one with
Matt
Matt
Damon did.
oh, that
Matt
Matt Damon did,
I
okay.
heard that the email to Ben was just like in an abyss. I could see him not giving a shit about that. But I mean, it's just like, who do you like? Do you guys really think that other people want to get like you care about this shit? Your drama on set? Like, give me a
Well, no, but the idea is because Blake and Ryan have so much power. I think what really inevitably happened here is they tried to pull every lever they could and nothing was working. So it got to the point where they were like, we have to do this scathing New York Times article. We have to really, Ryan had to like really threaten WME from dropping, that he would leave if they didn't drop Justin. Like something had to
no.
happen.
You're right. They had to
Yeah.
use the power, but I just feel like, holy shit, what monsters! And like, let's talk about really quickly the Taylor Swift exchanges, because people are going in the comments on Travis Kelce's posts recently being like, "Run away, Travis, don't marry her," which I completely, and, it's not because I love Taylor Swift, even though I do. I actually found her text completely, like, in a way, like taking her out of the darkness at all. Like, the one where she called Justin Baldoni a bitch. That is so something you'd say to, like, if this was you and you're, like, your BFF in a lawsuit, I'm like, "Yeah, take that bitch down." I am bothered by when Blake sent her just completely rant about, like, "Hey, is everything okay? I know I can be this," and just blah, blah, blah. And then Taylor was like, "Yeah, I mean, no, you've been, like, completely absorbed in this, and I don't wanna tell you how to process it, but I don't like that you're saying everything 'we.' I don't like that you're making this, like, a plural thing." I thought that text was brilliantly, eloquently put, just like her lyrics. She was straightforward and clear. She didn't, like, insult her. She's like, "This is maybe your process. I'm your friend. I support you, but I don't like that you're bringing nothing." It's like corporate talk. Blake and Taylor are very, very good friends. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It did prove that she knew the New York Times article was coming out, which is what they were trying to.
Right, and you could see how the relationship begins to fracture via these messages because of the trust that I think Taylor was losing in Blake and feeling like it was an authentic friendship at this point.
As a celebrity, it's almost funny. Like, you should almost always think your texts could be out there. I mean, if someone takes, I mean, that's true. If I was a celebrity as famous as them, like, anything I put in writing, like, I might be a little careful about.
But also so scary to know too that, like, your messages could just be exposed, like, they are accessible by all the different, whether it's the government, the police, Apple,
Or just like
whoever.
a bad celebrity friendship and they screenshot it. Who fucking
Who
knows, you know?
knows? I know, you have to be very careful with that. I just heard someone say, and it was, like, so well said, was like, "Anyone writing an email or a text that's more than 2 sentences is either apologizing for something or they're manipulating you about something."
100%
Right?
agree. Or the over explaining, like, that
It's
kind of long
cringy.
text. Yeah, it is. And you know what? I'm looking at myself a little bit. I remember I've written some long texts back in my day, and now I'm like, I can't believe long texts are just like, no,
When
I
you're
don't know.
apologizing, justifying, defending,
No, or like
manipulating.
trying to like. Sometimes I used to think I was better at explaining my feelings and thoughts by writing them down, but these like 4 or 5 paragraph texts, I'm like, no, I don't know. No, it's like I look at that now, I'm like, oh, it's like it's a little overwhelming. But
Well, all
yeah,
his messages were overwhelming and all hers I mean, the length that these people wrote, and then on top of it, I think it's so gross when someone writes, "I know how busy you are, and please ignore this if you want. However, I'm in hell, and I really need help, but really, how busy you are, I know." Like,
no,
it's
I
like,
know. No, her
just be
whole
like, "I need your fucking help."
Yeah, her whole texts were her just kinda like, "Oh, I know," and, "Oh, but I
Ugh,
this." I just everything about it was just like, I was so cringy grossed out by her in every way. Like, I'm telling you, could
ugh,
not dislike Blake Lively more. I don't care what
I
happens to me.
know.
She's done for me. I mean, I'm not even if, like, some of that stuff really happened, I still don't give a shit. I just don't like her. I don't like anything she's putting out there.
Justin, I feel like, the biggest learning from him here, well, I'm sure he's had a lot of learnings, should be like when you are acquiring and trying to build a project this large, really make sure that either you're hiring people who won't find you cringy on your religious beliefs and your meditation, habits and all these things that won't find them cringy. So number 1, Blake is not into that stuff. So
No,
start
not at
there.
all.
Not into that stuff. And then number 2, understand that this is new for you. Bringing on someone not only like Blake Lively, but someone who has Ryan Reynolds in her,
Yeah.
back
It
corner
was
like
really
that.
dumb. It was dumb.
Really? He seems so,
He's
like, naive or
He seems
something.
dumb. I don't think he seems very smart at all, and you and I have talked about this. I think he probably was inappropriate on some levels, but I think because he was so green. I do think he's got this, like, whole, like, "Oh, I'm wanting you," like, when he asked about breastfeeding. I really don't think he thinks there's anything wrong with that, but at the same time, like, get your head out of your ass a little
Right.
bit here, like,
Be
so
aware. I know, I'm really, really unsure of what will be for the future for him, but I know that Blake is because I know we are all like, just settle," but I think now Blake wants to make a stand of sexual harassment.
he won't settle now.
There's no sexual harassment here, like, this is what upsets me. If this is about someone running a set improperly and HR issues, then that should have been what your entire lawsuit was about, that he, like, ruined the
Yes.
film and that you had to, like, take on hours and take on a larger role that
Yes.
you didn't sign up for, and you should be compensated for that and all these.
Mhm.
Sure, he was
Like
cringy,
a
we all have
business
cringy people in our
situation.
lives. Right,
Yes.
he is
Because you know what it
cringy.
does? You lose merit for people who are sexually harassed, and I can't
Right.
stand that. I'm like, if you're really sexually harassed.
That's right, like, okay, he was inappropriate. He asked some stupid fucking questions, like, this woman Blake has worked with she's worked with Harvey Weinstein, Oliver Stone. She has worked with some of the worst creeps in the industry. So to be like, Justin Clooney is just like, you know, spiritual, weird dude.
He's just a weird dude.
He's a weird
He did
fucking
not know
dude.
what
And
he was
some
getting
people love him and some people don't.
and poor guy just did not know he was getting into here. It was a big problem. And the Reynolds duo needed big control here, and it's like he stepped into the biggest shit pile, and like he's drowning in it now. I mean, I don't know how he's going to come out of this not broke for
I
one.
know. I do know that it's going to be hard for people to want to work on a set with him in the future if they're worried of his
But
HR issues, and vice
100%
versa with Blake. What director would
good.
want to take
I
Blake
wanna
on
watch with Blake again. I really
unless they're so big like an Oliver Stone where because she won't fuck with those people, you know? She knows better.
no, and unless like I hate to put like the social media bullshit back in the world, maybe putting her in a movie will create buzz around it because there's all this drama. I mean, who knows? You know how
Who
toxic
knows? Yeah.
Hollywood is. But yeah, I would love for directors to be like, I don't want to deal with this shit. I don't want to work with Blake.
I'm basically from now until next, I guess, April when the trial is, or may I forget exactly when it is, but sometime Q1, Q2,
April, May.
2027.
Yep.
We're gonna be keep getting more texts. I mean, there's text messages with Brendan Sklenar, our hottie from The
Love
Housemaid,
her.
who
Ugh.
who, by the way, proved my point that I said on an earlier episode that she was rallying to get him in more movies. Remember how
Yep, you said that.
Paul Feig from yeah. Anyway, it's in their text exchange where she's like, we're gonna blow you up. You're so talented. This is gonna be like the craziest time for you." And so like you've got Blake and Ryan in your ear, and then on top of it, she's like seeding little things like what a clown director and all these things. She was calling him a clown and a doofus like before
Lucas.
a doofus before they started even like filming, I think, or something. So
Yeah.
I mean, this
She
is
had kinda, like, already made up her mind she was gonna, like, destroy him, I feel like, in some way. But you bring up an interesting point also, like, just going on to their power, like, Brandon Sklenar is also pretty new, and if you have some of the biggest people in Hollywood being like, "We're gonna throw you into the A-list," I mean, he's not gonna wanna bite that hand either. So it's a lot of control, a lot of
yeah.
manipulation. He knows Hollywood's MO. But, like, if you were hearing that from people, like, I would totally be like, "Oh, I don't wanna piss Blake and Ryan off." I get that. It's
If
like,
I had to take a side at that time, I probably would have sided with Blake and Ryan
be
too.
like,
What's really strange about all this too is I really didn't think the movie was bad. I mean, I know I didn't read the book and I know you read it and
it's
coming
not bad. I
it
actually
really
rewatched
wasn't
it.
bad.
I
But yeah,
rewatched it again recently. I've actually rewatched it a few times.
not bad. It's actually a good movie.
It's not bad. I mean, it's completely been overshadowed with all this crap going on. It's
Right.
not bad. It is pretty good, and I think that Justin Baldoni's good in it. I think Blake's good in it. I
And
think
it was a huge box office success. It made tons of money and still
it's
is.
not bad. Do
Oh.
I think it's the movie to, like, warrant all this? Like, I mean, nothing warrants all this, but
All right. Well, all this talk is making me want to have a drink, and that segues into our next topic. Where
I'm intrigued.
yeah, seriously. A 2023 Gallup study showed that 62% of adults under 35 report drinking alcohol in 2023, down from 72%. However, 69% of adults aged 35 to 54, which is our age group, have stayed consistent with their drinking habits. So to sum this all up, it seems like millennials are the leading target group of alcohol drinking and spending in the US, and our habits are not changing in the past few years. So, this is since COVID that Gen Z is drinking 20% less than millennials, and productivity is rising. Is this a coincidence? Dry January participation continues to rise. I have friends that did it. I did not
Oh,
do
I have
it.
so many friends that do dry January.
Did you
So
do
many.
it?
No, no, because I don't drink
You don't even
really. I
drink
don't need to do
anyway.
it.
Yeah, I'll, like, give you a glass of wine and it just sits there, which is
My
crazy to
I
me.
know. Here's the thing
I
about
know
me.
you're busy. I know you have the 2 kids, but it's like, I don't know.
That's it.
I
You know
still
what?
have my wine with me
My
reading
entire
yeah.
life, I'm gonna tell you about me and drinking. I drink to get trashed or I don't drink at all. There's, like, no middle ground. Like, when I was in college, I only did shots. Like, I did Jaeger bombs, car bombs. I am not the kind of girl, I'm 43 years old, who just comes home and sips a glass of wine. I am gonna either go hard in the paint or I'm not gonna go anywhere at all. And that's just sort of how I've always been with drinking.
But
I
but you're thinking more like hard alcohol because of the taste. What about wine
No,
and
no, no,
beer?
no. No, but, like, wine too, like, like, when I'm like, yeah, like, also living in New York, like, day drinking was so big. I love
Mm,
day
I
drinking.
love a good day drink.
I love like, even that when we went to the brewery when you and Mitch were here, I got such a great buzz off those few beers. I love day drinking.
I
Like,
prefer that over night,
I
yeah.
could have taken
Yeah.
that even further fold if we didn't have to go back after that for whatever reason. Like, that's the kind of drinking I wanna do. Like, I wanna, like, go somewhere at 11 and just kinda start and then just get, like, great buzz going during the day. I love it. At night, I don't know, I'm just, like, shut down. I don't know what happens. Like, it's hard for
Well,
me
I mean, I
you're
understand it because, like, nighttime is not the same when you have kids, young kids especially
yeah,
anymore,
that
right?
might change. I even
You
joked I should do a wet January because I'm like, "Maybe I need to drink more." Like, seriously, like
I just know that, like, when I have the next hour and a half of, like, bath, bedtime, like, the whining, all that to look forward to, I'm like, a beer or a glass of wine sitting next to me just gives me it, like, chills me the fuck out.
I and, like, the thing is, I need to be chilled the fuck out.
So then
Like,
why aren't you doing it? Why
no,
aren't you
I
poisoning your
think
body with alcohol
great
like
problems
me?
right now, it's gonna be a wet February for me. I honestly really do think I could use it because, like,
A wet
I'm
February.
not I'm not a chilled out person. The older I get, I need to, like, relax, and just sitting with a glass of wine is a relaxing thing to do. You're right. Like, I kinda know this about me. I don't know why I just haven't done it.
Well, this is interesting now too. I'm reading that millennials, being that they're the ones driving the market for drinking, especially wine apparently,
Okay.
that they're entering life stages associated with higher beverage alcohol spending, marriage, peak earnings, family formation, home ownership. Their values, priorities, and preferences differ notably from prior generations, and that we are the largest wine consuming cohort, but we also represent a significant growing segment of those who drink other categories of alcohol. Key challenges include 35% who say they don't like the taste of wine, and 39% prefer the taste of other alcoholic beverages. Interesting. This is weird. This is a big wake up call for the industry that there needs to be more communication on flavor, style, and what's inside the bottle.
Aren't
Hmm.
millennials so into, like, those
Oh,
soda
like
drinks with
the
alcohol, like High Noons and shit?
I fucking can't stand
I
those.
can't stand them.
Oh, they're disgusting. They
The
taste
White
like just like
Claws, like,
sweet sugar. I know.
I remember though, we used in high school, I feel like we invented White Claws. It was Zima with a Jolly Rancher. Like, we
Or
were
like
ahead of our time.
Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Yes, that shit was basically White Claw. You would get a Zima, drop a
100%.
fucking watermelon Jolly Rancher in it, and you're drinking a White Claw.
It's all just
Like,
like a reinvention,
it
right?
is. It
Okay,
is.
wait, this is interesting. Okay, so boomers prefer big, bold reds. Gen X enjoys all styles, but millennials and Gen Z have different tastes. Millennials prefer Merlot, Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, Muscat, and Rosé and sweet
Oh, I hate
rosé.
mayo.
Same.
Yep.
Um, Gen Z prefers a Grenache. I love a good Grenache. Chardonnay, rosé, and sweet rosé. Both younger generations are far more likely to drink sparkling wine than boomers. Gen Z favors US made, oh god, sparkling. That's disgusting.
Mm-mm.
Who wants some sparkling made in the US?
US made no, awful.
Give me what is even called? Sparkling
Boomers liking
wine?
bold reds is so dead on because
It
every boomer I know wants, like, this bold Cabernet, like, just like
just give me
oh,
some grape juice.
like my stepmom just wants, like, a big old bold Cabernet. Yeah, totally true.
And then millennials prefer Prosecco. We're spot
I
on or Cava for me.
I've come when I do drink wine, I will say I always liked red, now I'm loving white. Sancerre, a good
Mm.
Chardonnay, or like a
Same.
great, Sauvignon Blanc, like, I love a good white, a crisp white is
You served Whitehaven, which is I think is a Sauv Blanc, right?
it is at
At
my wedding.
Yeah, at your
So
wedding,
good.
and ever since, that is one of my top
It's
go-tos.
delicious.
It's delicious,
It's so
yeah.
drinkable, like, you just wanna, like, have several glasses, and before you know it, you're just having a great time.
Totally. I mean, you're right. So, well, apparently, oh, and then also we've got all these THC drinks flooding the market now, right? Which
I'm
people are
so
obsessed
into that
with.
one I
You
showed
love
you when
those.
you were here. It's like, I think they're so fun, like, I get such a fun little buzz from them, and I don't get that same hangover, tired feeling. I feel good after them. Is
Yeah,
that
it's
what you
it
like?
I love a good THC drink, and it is funny how there's all these loopholes with how they're sold, and I don't know, it's so interesting,
Oh,
but
they're I'll take that over White Claw. They're fun. You get a little fun buzz from them.
White Claw's
I'm
so
not drinking
good.
White Claw. It's
I know.
gross.
But I'll never forget this article that came out, like, years ago. It was like a segment on, like, the Today Show back when people watched the Today Show.
I
Um,
used to watch that shit, like, religiously.
same.
We both did.
I don't even have, like, cable to watch it anymore. I
No,
don't even
me
know how to
neither. I
watch it,
don't even
right?
know what that is
Well, we
anymore.
had to watch it too for our jobs and being in PR, right?
Yeah.
Um, what was I gonna say? There was this whole segment called Stiletto Stoners, and it was all about women who would come home in their stilettos from, like, a long day of work, being a powerhouse, and instead of, like, having, like, a bottle of wine or pouring a few glasses of wine, they would kick their heels off and light a joint, and I was like, "That is
Which I
I
think is
can relate."
fantastic, and,
You
like,
know?
that's always been on my thing with weed smokers. I'm like, when, like, some people judge that, I'm like, it is, to me, the exact same as going home and pouring yourself a drink. So if you're not judging that, like, no, I don't see the difference. Coming back and smoking a joint at the end of a long day to me is like, yeah, great, that's awesome.
Yep,
Great.
agreed, and I don't know that you can argue any health related one is worse than the other. I mean, alcohol
No,
is
you
terrible
can't.
for you. I mean, it's all bad
Exactly.
for you, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Blake Lively and yeah, gosh, Ryan Reynolds, they make me wanna drink. I after reading Ryan Reynolds, back to that real fast, sorry to be so
No,
uncontrolled and
please.
chaotic, but I just like because he's so big, right? Hugh Jackman is his bestie, he's made all these, like, billionaire box office, whatever. I wouldn't wanna be his friend anymore. Like, don't you or does, like, Hugh Jackman really is he really like, "My poor dude Ryan, like, he went out on a limb for his wife, like, he's
I don't know.
freaking
I
awesome.
don't
I'm
know.
always
Are
gonna be
any
here to support
friendships
him."
in Hollywood real? Like, I know that sounds crazy, but, like, I just feel like it's such a weird world that I don't know
I
what's
know.
authentic there because everyone kinda wants something from each other, let's be honest. Like, there everything's, like, transactional or business up on something. I just don't know if I believe that anyone's just
Everyone's making money off each other in
yeah,
some way,
exactly.
yeah.
It's like living in a world we can't possibly fathom. It's like a very strange
Have you watched, Jay Kelly with George Clooney?
mm-mm.
So it's on Netflix, and I just was watching it actually when I have this new nail lady here who does nails out of her garage, it's amazing.
That's
So
awesome.
I know, it's actually great, you feel like you're just, like, in your own element, and so she has big TV there, and I was like, "Ooh, I get to, like, have uninterrupted, like."
Oh, I love that. Oh
So
my
and
goodness.
Jay Kelly just came out on Netflix, so I watched it, and the reason they bring it up is because Adam Sandler plays his, like, agent manager for his whole career, essentially, and the whole movie, Adam is talking about how they're so close and he's his friend and he can't that George Clooney, the character Jay Kelly came to his daughter's this and that and whatever, graduations, and someone was like, "Has he invited you to his kids' things? Has he?" And he was just like, "Hmm," and then at the end, he was like, "I thought we were friends," when they were kinda, like, breaking up at the end, and George Clooney goes, "Yeah, you're my friend who gets 10% of everything I make."
Exactly. Well done with that comparison or
Or
with that, like,
15%,
kind
yeah.
of analogy because I
Right?
to me, in Hollywood is just pure, organic, authentic without some sort of self-motivated thing. And that's what I mean, like, I yeah, are they friends? Sure, in, like, whatever
Right.
Hollywood way they're friends. And imagine having to think that way all the
Oh,
time. So when you think like that, I'm like, of course none of these people can possibly be normal because they are truly not living in the world we're in.
no.
They're not living in our world. So do I think they
And
have
it's how they're
friends?
making their money. I
It
mean,
is. Their whole world is a business, like every
right.
day.
And if we wanna say, "Okay, well, you have millions and millions of dollars." Yeah, but your lifestyle is suitable for millions of dollars. You're taking private jets, the skincare, the personal training, the this, the that, the private doctor visits, like, I feel like I read something about JLo, like, when she was getting divorced, everyone was like, her tour, no one she had to cancel her tour and all these things, and, like, her life people are like, "She has plenty of money," but her lifestyle costs millions and millions and millions
Yeah,
of dollars to
yeah,
upkeep.
yeah,
Who's going to pay for that? So, like,
exactly. Yeah,
you see all these and, like, Harry Styles for as another example of this, like, he's been out of the limelight for years now, ever since he had that last big album, because he's been on record talking about, like, how Hollywood is, like, poisonous in a sense. I mean, look what happened to him on the set of Don't Worry, Darling,
yeah,
and now he's back with a new album to go on tour. Why?
because he
Because he
needs the money.
fucking needs some money, I'm sure.
I miss him, so I'm kinda glad.
I'm super excited about his new tour. Bruno Mars is another great example. He just had another song come out, for his new album's coming out, I think, soon, and he just announced some new tour dates and a new partnership with MGM, and, like, he's another one that I'm like, "This guy, you don't know anything about his private life.
Don't.
You don't know" and there were rumors about him being in debt with gambling, which is not true, by the way. They've been
I
debunked.
haven't heard those. I really it's funny, I don't actually know anything about his private life. It's a good point.
Well, there was, like, rumors that came out years ago because he was essentially in this, like, cyclical partnership with MGM performing, and it almost felt like he was caged there, like, why isn't he getting out of this? So, I guess someone started a rumor somewhere that he basically gambled at the casinos there and, like, was indebted to, like, MGM, like, bill $50,000,000. I'm like, "This guy
They
makes so
owe
much sense."
him yeah,
By
yeah.
the way, he's, like, the number 2 streamed artist on Spotify ever.
I
He's
was
got,
gonna
like,
say, isn't
100.
he, like,
No,
huge?
his
I mean
music is is Taylor Swift level or more. I mean, you can't get away from his music. Same with Taylor's, right?
Very catchy.
Very catchy. So some people are like, "Oh, it's so generic, the lyrics, everything." I think he's brilliant.
I do
Um,
too. I mean,
he's
I'm gonna
brilliant.
give him talent credit where it's due. I mean,
So you gotta listen to his new song. It's like number 1 or 2 right now on all the streaming charts. It is you start hearing it and you already can sing it, which I think some people like.
that is him though, right?
Right, like, it's some people think it's so cookie cutter, like, that's not good. I love that. I
But
love
that's
hearing a
like
song once and
exactly. Like, I want a song I can sing out loud in the car. I'm not like,
mhm,
it's sort of how I feel about, like, you know, like these Colleen Hoover books or, like, these Frida books, which I can't get away from. Like, I don't
ugh,
need to always read these, like, serious books. Like, just give me
no,
something I can just have
bop
fun with.
too. Yeah.
And bop to. I love that. Something I
I
can
just
bop.
wanna bop.
I want a book I can bop to. I want a song I can bop to. We got enough heavy shit out there.
Yep.
But Bruno Mars is very boppable.
Not
Very.
to mention, his lyrics are so easy to memorize, like,
Yeah, they
"I
are.
catch a grenade for you." Like, they're
I mean,
so
they're
easy.
fun. Last thing I remember about him is didn't am I getting this right that he sued Miley Cyrus for the Flowers song? I
Was that
can
what
buy
it was?
myself flowers. I thought that, like, someone said that he ripped something off from him. I don't remember what happened with that, but, like, almost
Let's see.
positive there's something there.
She's facing a lawsuit. Oh, yeah, you're right. Infringed on copyright elements of Bruno Mars' ballad "When I Was Your Man," which is one of my favorite.
I
"When
gotta
I
tell you
was your man,
that I Can Buy Myself Flowers, that song is
I
very
can
Bruno
buy myself
Mars-ish.
flowers."
Isn't it
Side
just
note, like, half of Taylor's new, like, album was that way. Who cares?
I know. Well, that's the other thing. Like, at this point, it's almost impossible to be not a little derivative. Like, it was an original song, so I'm with you, and I like Miley.
So do I, and also side note, if you watch some videos that Charlie Puth recently put out where he's like Mr. like music educator. Have you watched his videos on this? Where
Oh, but I will.
he talks about like I'll send you the video, like the key like sounds in a song. Like these are like the 7 basic notes. And he like teaches you like you are going to have repetition.
Of
Like
course you are. There's only so
yeah,
many fucking notes. What are you
correct.
gonna do?
But there is a threshold where like there's a certain amount of beats or rhythm where you are like infringing, right? And I think like that happened with
To me,
y-
it's more like
yeah.
don't take the lyrics, like music or the exact harmony, obviously, but like
Well, a good example of this is Under Pressure and Ice Ice Baby, right? Where it was like dun 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 dun
but
dun.
they
Dun.
sampled that. I thought that was something that like
No,
whoever did.
no, that was I actually can't remember, but I remember that this went I feel like it did, but
Maybe
the
Bowie's
difference
Under
was like
Pressure's beat was used in another song.
was
Uh,
it Under Pressure
One of them
and
I think legally and one of them not. Um, but I know sometimes you have to pay for that kind of sampling, which is legal, but if you don't, then
okay, so Vanilla Ice did face copyright infringement for sampling it without permission or credit. So
yeah,
that was
that's
the
bad, and that's a
issue.
very distinct David
Yeah,
Bowie beat. That's different. I
right.
think the David Bowie was that is copyright. That is such a distinct beat for Under Pressure, which by the way, oh,
But it does say he
love
ended
it.
up buying the rights and, like,
Yeah,
gave them
that
the
was smart.
credit.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you just
But
did
it
that.
was so crazy, I'll never forget, remember reading about it, it was like Vanilla Ice's version was like, "Dun, dun, 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 dun," and, like or,
But
like,
but
that
then it
was
goes dun dun. That's the
right,
Under
and then there was,
Pressure
like, an
part.
extra dun, 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 dun.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah.
stupid.
That was plagiarism.
That was plagiarism. Also, Bruno Mars was sued for copyright with Uptown Funk. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Um,
Oh my gosh, he has so
yeah.
many bops.
So many bops. But
Like,
that's the thing, if you go to his Spotify and you just, like, go down the songs again, you're just like, "God, I know every lyric to every
they're
one of these songs."
fun, they're so fun.
Wait, side note, Bruno Mars, Mitch took me to his concert, like, 4 or 5 years ago as a birthday present. That was one of the best concerts I've ever been to.
Oh, I was wondering
Have you
how he was
been?
live. No, but I bet he'd be good live.
He is so
Performer
talented. Oh, and by the way, I would die to go see him in Vegas.
in the Sphere.
I don't know if he's doing Sphere. I know he does MGM and he just
Imagine if he did.
oh, that would be insanity. Why is he not doing Sphere? Why
I
is he
need to see
not?
something in the Sphere. Like, I really do. I
Need
need to
some
see some
Backstreet Boys. I
we
know.
need to get in there and go to the Sphere.
Maybe that's our next trip.
Yeah, it needs to be.
All right, guys. Well, yet another unhinged, uncontrolled episode. 3 topics this time, 4 or
Did you
5.
keep
I don't even
up?
know.
Did you keep up? I hope so.
I barely kept up.
There's so much good stuff though, guys. We hope you like all of the chaos here, but we love talking about it.
Yes, and I'm sure we're going to be continuing to talk about Blake and Justin because they just keep releasing more stuff that is like, we're literally like flies on the wall reading their messages. It's their journals, like you said. It's the craziest thing.
I want to read more. I'll tell you that right now.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you soon. Remember, every Monday we drop a new episode. And please leave us reviews. Follow us on wherever you listen to your podcasts. And we can't wait to keep talking and chatting with you.
Talk to you guys soon.
Bye.